Hello, welcome back to another 4Color Films video. Today we're going to be talking about the movie The Suicide Squad. Not to be confused with
Suicide Squad,
which was filmed by David Ayers. And this one was filmed by none other than the big James Gunn, who you know from
Guardians of the Galaxy fame.
fantastic movies. And so when Marvel ditched him because of bad Twitter behavior, something like that.
Something surfaced from years and years
ago, which they forgave him for.
Yeah.
So anyway, DC snapped him up in a hot second, and what he said was, "What do you want to direct?" And he was like, "I want to direct
The Suicide Squad."
Yeah. So is it a sequel?
Loosely. I mean, I'd say
a continuation. Yeah, because some of our favorites show up. Margot Robbie.
Oh, and we've got Peacemaker, John Cena, personal favorite of mine.
Yeah, and a recurrence of Boomerang for a little while.
Yeah. Oh, and Idris Elba.
Fantastic. And of course, the great Amanda Waller, played by
Viola Davis.
Fantastic. Anyway, so first impressions.
Well, I loved it. I thought it was I thought it was a much needed breath of fresh air for DC to have something that was fun, and I mean, most importantly, I went with 3 16-year-old boys who all came out of it loving it. I mean, as much as it's important, as much as it's important that you and I love it, we need the next generation to be invested in these characters.
Appeal to a wide range of ages. That's important as well too. Even though it's rated R.
Oh, they're 16. They see far worse.
It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, it was there's some people. I've heard some people complaining about the gratuitous violence. I didn't find it particularly that disruptive. Did you?
No, I think the violence in something like Walking Dead is more jarring for sure.
Way more visceral.
Yeah. It's video game violence. Really, there was nothing I thought that was too much.
Yeah.
If you're playing Call of Duty or anything like that.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, I agree. To me, it flowed really smoothly. It was a really fun watch. Characters are great, very endearing, especially the new ones. I thought it was really handled very deftly, and it is definitely a James Gunn movie.
Oh, absolutely. From the soundtrack to the interactions, like the relationship between Bloodsport and Peacemaker is really carries the film through some.
Probably my favorite relationship actually is between those two.
Oh, easily.
Though I think the most touching was between Ratcatcher 2 and Idris Elba. For art, which is good. So
yeah, her art is great in the film.
Yeah, for sure. I loved a lot of the great visual puns, a lot of the great action, and some of the horrific action they had in there was amazing too. So to me, it was definitely handled in the action sequences. I thought. Really fun.
Absolutely, and the comedic timing of some of those scenes to diffuse, like when they go in to rescue Rick Flag and they mistakenly don't need to rescue Rick Flag, but the over the top violence is the comedic timing of the ending and the payoff of what's happening is so beautifully done.
Yeah, fantastic. Warning, in case you haven't figured it out, we're gonna spoil the crap out of this film. So if you want a spoiler-free review, move on. We're not going to be dealing with that. We're going full tilt here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a while. If you're watching this, I'm sure you've probably already seen the film.
Let's face it. Yeah. It's too late now if you haven't seen it. So I'm going to tell you, personal victory for me is seeing Starro on this big screen, which I've been waiting for since Brave and the Bold 28.
Thank goodness.
And probably that Superman animated series where Superman gets attacked by the Black Mercy.
Oh,
it felt like a remnants of that in a lot of ways too, which I thought was fantastic.
Well, do you know what was fantastic with Starro was, remember in a highly underrated animated series, Batman Brave and the Bold, where they had that Starro bit.
Oh, and there was the future episode too, where in Batman Beyond, remember, he dealt with Starro on Superman, which was like a fantastic episode too.
Oh man.
Anyway, so to me, it was a worthy depiction of Starro, right down to how they caught him, what he wanted to do with his life, and then the massive scale he became was really just so rewarding. It was just so fantastic. He was so big and just like it was like a kaiju movie, which I thought I appreciate very much.
Yeah, and I mean, when it comes right down to it, he's a giant starfish. I mean, how do you make that intimidating and real? And have the effects feel realistic. I mean, but bottom line, we're talking about a giant starfish.
I think James Gunn did a really effective job making him
absolutely.
feel really kind of creepy, especially when they were peeling the small ones off people's faces and
Oh my
they were
gosh.
dying. Like it was pretty in the
Reminiscent of
armpit.
Aliens,
It was
yeah.
very alien-like, and that was a good move on his part because it felt like the threat level was very high.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Mhm.
totally agree with you.
What did you not like?
I mean, the name speaks for itself. Suicide Squad. As much as I loved the opening bit, I do wish that had we had a bit more time with some of those characters in some way, shape, or form. Right? I think. I mean, Nathan Fillion is fantastic, but
TDK.
we only see him for a couple minutes, which I expected. But
Mhm.
it was 8 minutes into the movie.
He was
and-
mostly there for comic relief. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have been
The same with Javelin too.
Oh, Javelin.
Even though-
At least we got some payoff.
If
with
you
him
have been
later on.
watching Flula Borg on Instagram, you should watch Flula Borg on Instagram because he's making some really funny videos in costume as Javelin. So really, he's having a really good time with that.
Oh man, so he stole the suit like John Cena.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fantastic.
John Cena's also doing a really good job of walking around with that Peacemaker suit too, on like live appearances and just in general. He's having a real fun time in there.
Oh man, if you had that suit, wouldn't you be walking around in it if you weren't?
If I look like John Cena, yeah, probably. For sure. And there's a reason why he's getting that series, right?
Oh yeah, James Gunn loved him. I mean, you know what is kind of cool when you think of Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad is what's happened with Dave Bautista and John Cena, two wrestlers that have made the jump, and he's really found a way to tap into their charisma. I mean, these are guys that are used to being in front of 20,000 people in their underwear. He's found a way to put their charisma on screen for a broader audience, which is fantastic.
In his underwear. He shows up in his underwear, remember?
Of course.
It was a fantastic scene. Yeah, very good. I think the only things I may have problem with is some of the journeys back into people's memory, like some of the Ratcatcher 2 storyline I felt was a bit forced. Like kind of
Yeah.
they force a flashback in there, like when it's playing back in the bus windows. I thought, oh, okay, we're gonna go there now, which is fine. It's a good preamble, but it felt a little heavy-handed.
Yeah.
It was a good story, but a little heavy-handed.
I do understand where you're coming from for there. But
And also, I felt like Harley's entire romance with the general was a bit long.
yeah, it was. It was very, I mean, it's very reminiscent of what they were doing in Birds of Prey, though, right?
Yeah,
That-
100%.
Yeah. So,
Which I understand the
Finding a new
exact
depth.
purpose. The purpose of it is to give her more depth
Yeah.
and show an evolution of the character, which I think is probably good. But it felt a little bit long, is all, to
Yeah.
me.
it's good to really remove her from the Joker, though. And
Which
if
they
they're
made
gonna-
a very concrete effort to do.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
going forward in a film universe, she needs to stand on her own. I think that's what they're hoping for. So I think she's doing a great job.
Did you catch anything that was a specific nod to comics or great moments in comics?
Oh man, you're catching me without
Okay, put you
thinking
on the
about
spot
it.
right
Putting me
now.
on the spot right now.
While he thinks
Oh.
about that, I'm going to talk about Margot Robbie, who I thought was actually really good in this, and I'm going to miss her as Harley Quinn if she stops playing her, which she's talked about now. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's really unfair when you look at the times that the movie came out. I mean, I think the box office doesn't do that film justice.
No, for sure not. Right. I mean, it's difficult when you launch, I think, a movie in the theaters and on streaming for free.
Yeah, I
A lot of
mean,
people saw it for free, frankly. So,
oh yeah, and that's right, because you got to see it for free. I guess up here in Canada, we still had to pay to go to the movie theater. There was no free option for us.
in the States, we got HBO Max for free on day of launch. So, kind of hurt your numbers a bit. Kind of like Black Widow did. It's
Yeah,
the same thing. Too.
absolutely.
A steep dive on that sub, which we expect. But I will say, worth it to see on the big screen just for the
Oh
Star
my
Wars effect
goodness.
alone. Huge.
Yeah.
Did you find it predictable?
Not overly, I really think, Cena's arc, Peacemaker's arc wasn't predictable, but when we got to that confrontation with Rick Flag, I really thought, I was like, oh,
It's kind of tough.
I wasn't expecting him to double down quite the way he did, and I was like, Tough
Well,
loss.
That was true to his character, though.
Yeah, it
You know,
was.
I think he set that in motion from the very beginning.
And it's going to be exciting to see what he does with, is it 6 episodes or 8 episodes that they're doing
I'm
together?
not even sure. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
It's this many. So fantastic. So hopefully more to come on that side. Anything else you want to remark on?
No, I just, you know what? I really hope that this is one of those DC movies that really gives them just that shot in the arm. I mean, I'm always cheering for DC
Me too.
to do something great with some of these amazing characters that they have. And, you know, I kind of want them to have the same love Marvel does in broader culture.
Well, James Gunn definitely brought the Guardians vibe to DC in this form, in an R-rated version, which I kind of think he probably had a really good time with.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're seeing more of
Polka
Peacemaker.
Dot Man,
Oh my gosh, how did we not talk about him? That was fantastic.
most obscure DC villain in the Batman universe, I would say.
Oh,
Well, I mean, Calendar Man was in there too.
yeah, which was fantastic.
Yeah, which is great. And who was the other guy with the patchwork face? It wasn't
Which
Jigsaw. It was somebody else. Like, oh
what do
man,
you think?
I don't know. He was standing next to Calendar Man. Yeah, the
Oh gosh,
holy
Oh,
cow,
wow.
we are failing right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was
With-
this guy. I'm gonna point you right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Not me.
Wait till I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Hey, I only got to see it once on the big screen. There was a lot
It's
to
no
take
excuse. I can't be failing me right now. Like this is
Yeah.
terrible.
in.
Very good. No, I enjoyed it very much. How did it rate for you in the DC movie verse? You put it in top 5?
Oh, easily top 5.
Yeah.
Easily top 3. I can't.
Top
yeah.
3? Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's fair.
What's really competing with it to knock it out to put it to 4?
That's a good question. I would put Wonder Woman 1.
Yeah.
I would put Shazam. Maybe not above it, but in the same league. I would put Dark Knight. Do you count that as DC? Yeah, right.
Are we talking Christian Bale Dark Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't count
You
those.
can't count that. What do you mean you can't count that? It's totally a bad movie.
we start at Man of Steel.
Really?
Yeah, I think. What do you guys think? Do we
Oh,
start at
man.
Man of Steel, or do we go back to Christian Bale Batman?
No. I mean, that's kind of like classic. I mean, okay, one could argue in the DCEU,
There we go. Yeah, I think that's it.
does this movie that does Dark Knight count in that? Probably, I would say not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, fair. So in the DCEU, yeah, it's definitely top 3. for me.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay, so we're in agreement. Top 3 DCEU,
we agree.
not DCU.
All right, thanks very much for watching.
Take care.
Bye-bye.